Hey guys, welcome to Dex Water Adventures. So today on episode 3, we're going to start removing some stuff off the old Wahoo 1990 model. And what we're going to do is, I kind of wanted to focus today to the horns and start getting those off. I noticed there's some rusty screws. There's some pretty flimsy fiberglass in here that I want to take a look at to kind of know what I'm going to be facing with when I start to redo all the fiberglass and what I'm going to need. But today I wanted to talk about anytime you're taking stuff off an old boat like this, one thing you want to always try to do is label your wires. I know I'll be rewiring this boat, putting all new wires. I know I'm going to be pulling, I think I've got a bundle cable of like an 8. I guess it would be called like, I don't even know what gauge it is. I'll have to go look at it, but it's a normal wiring that you use for electronics and stuff. But I'll be pulling a bundle through, and then I'll be pulling some individuals through, and gonna try to pull as less individuals as possible. But so what I do is when I take stuff off, I take a little white electric tape and I label that wire, because I know later on, if I just start disconnecting stuff, I'm gonna wonder what went where. I've found in boats sometimes where, you know, a wire from up front connected somewhere here in the middle and then, you know, terminated in the back, or a wire in the front and back terminated in the middle. And so you run into different scenarios. So when I go to rewire the boat, I'm gonna wanna make sure I know what all my wires are and how many I'm gonna need. So even though there's 2 horns, let me show you guys on this. There's 2 horns. You can't see the other horn. It's actually, let me give you it's actually right here. It's an old AFI horn, and I don't know why this boat has 2 horns on it. I'm assuming this one quit working, and this one might have been a replacement, but you know, I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off. We took one screw out. Let me show you, what did I do with that one screw? I took one screw out, and it was extremely, extremely rusty. And I'm going to attempt to remove this secondary screw, but I needed an extension to really get in there to get it. I'll show you what this one looks like. This one's extremely rusty too. Look at that. Let me see if I can get you guys a picture of that. That screw is extremely rusty. I will not reuse that one. I don't know if that's stainless steel. You know what? It's not. That's why I think this other horn was added later on. Whoever installed it didn't install it with stainless steel screws. That's one thing I would have done. That's a pet peeve of mine. Anything that goes on the water is stainless steel. Now, what's interesting, let me bring you guys around here and show you. What's interesting is this has a little gray cable. And it looks like there's 2 more gray cables right here. So see, I really got to raise my eyebrow at this. I know I'm going to be this plastic horn, I will not be putting on. So what I'm most likely going to do for now is I'm going to go ahead and cut it. And I'm going to put me a sticker on there of what that was, so that later on I can decide whether to eliminate that cable or replace it when I do the rewiring. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull these 2 screws out. And they're in there good, boy. Now that's a quality stainless steel screw. There's no rust. I would almost have to say this is probably original. This looks like to be an AFI horn also, double horn system, but I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures of this boat with it, with the horn system, so we'll just have to wait and see. And one thing I'll do is I'm gonna get a Ziploc baggie, and I'll keep all this stuff in there with the horns once I've disconnected them and got them off the boat. Let's go ahead and remove this other screw here. I do know that neither horn worked when it was hooked up to the battery. So There's another screw. See, that's a nice shape. That's a good looking stainless steel screw. Little to no rust on it. These are the kind of things you want to use on a boat. I will probably put new screws in here. I just kind of wanted to kind of get these horns apart, kind of take a look at these things, see what we're dealing with. So this one seems to have a pretty short leash on it, meaning that the wiring underneath is pretty tight. We want to make sure we get all these parts. There's a little, seems to be a little thing in here. Let's see if we can get that off. You can see what I'm trying to remove. There's a little washer, kind of like a little cap, little washer there. That looks to be stainless steel too. That has no rust on it. So we'll keep those. Those are good things to keep a hold of. So this seems to have the same kind of wiring that has on it. Matter of fact, if you look at it, there's two wires. Looks like a wire going to each horn. So we're going to test that in a minute. We're actually going to put some juice to that. I have not. Let's go ahead, and one thing we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and remove, I don't know if you guys, this is like an old fish finder. Looks to be years old. There's some wiring on the back. I don't think it removes. I do know I will be throwing this away, so I will not be keeping this. Looks like we've got some power wires here. So even though I know I'm going to be chunking this, let's go ahead and put some tape on some stuff and get it labeled so that we know what it is later on, because I'm pretty sure this wire is probably transducer, which is on the back of the boat and is broke. And this wire looks to be a white and a red striped one and black. So I got $5, says this is a power wire, power cable right here. So we're gonna put that on there and we're gonna label that. We'll do a power. Let's put power on that. Power fish finder. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do our horns, because I know I'm going to be trashing this one, but I'm going to go ahead and label it anyway, just to make it easy to know what it is later on when I go pull this stuff out. So this is horn. We'll call this horn 1. And we'll call the other one horn 2 because it has 2 horns. I know it sounds kind of silly, but mentally that's easy for me to kind of remember. So we're gonna put this on there. And I'm probably gonna get in the boat and I'm gonna cut these wires from underneath. The one thing I do wanna do before I cut anything, that's why I'm labeling everything up front, is I wanna see what plugs into this horn button. So we'll call this one horn 2. Yeah, okay. And then we're gonna call this one, which I bet this one goes back to the very back of the boat. Matter of fact, I know it does because the other one's power. We're gonna label this one transducer. We'll just call it trans. Trans D. If you got a bigger Sharpie, go find you one, because I think I found the biggest one that was in the drawer. It's kind of large. I really don't need something this big, but the one thing I won't have to worry about is everything falling off. So so next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and we're going to pop this panel off, and I'm going to bring this back here so you guys can see it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and remove this panel back here because I really want to see how many horns we got going to them. Super curious. I mean, how many horns do you need? I showed I have 3 horns here, but we're going to find out. Looks like this panel has seen better days itself. We got some major cracking. So one thing I've been looking at, and I'll probably do, is I'll probably put all new gauges. I'm going to set that screw there because that's what I'm going to want to do. Bag up later on. These stainless steel screws come out pretty easy. Real easy, to be honest with you. That may be one thing I'll have to sort out is, I don't know, there's some good videos out there on YouTube on how to take a screw that is stripped out in fiberglass because the holes are too large. There's some pretty good videos out there. Boy, I've actually watched them. They're pretty interesting. So let's take a look at this rat's nest. Okay, this, guys, I don't know when the last time this thing's been out. But I can tell you, it smells. And it smells really bad. It smells really bad. So you can get a good look at now what I'm seeing for the first time. Now to that horn button, let's see. Okay, I see here. Here's let's see. Where are those gray ones at? Where are those horn wires at? There we go. Wow. Look at there. No, that's not the horn buttons. Excuse me, I'll take that back. I don't even know what those are. My guess is I'm going to have to get in the boat and figure out which one of these is which. I do see some gray wires, and I see something here. So that's nav and anchor. Okay, lights. So that's pretty easy to do, figure out. And so this looks to be like some kind of fuse right here. And this switch, I don't know. My guess, guys, is that is the horn. Now I'm really struggling on figuring out where the horn button, horn wiring and stuff goes to. Let's see if you can get a good look-see at it. See if I can spin this around. Well, that broke. So guys, this is what, let's see, this is a 1990 model boat. This is why, and I'll be honest with you, this is exactly why I'm going to rewire this whole boat. Because most of this wiring is junk. Let's see if I can get you a good view of that. Most of that wiring is junk. It's no good. There's stuff running where people have added. I think that little switch right there, if you can see that little switch right there, somebody's added that. So I really don't know what's been done and what hasn't this boat. And to be honest with you, anytime I'm starting with a project like this, and I start to see stuff like this, the first thing I tell myself is I wouldn't trust myself on the water, out in the ocean, bay, river, lake, whatever. I would not trust this boat with wiring like this. It's real easy to get into some trouble. Now, one thing I do like to do, and this is why I do it, I mean, because, man, I get really forgetful. There's a couple ways I can do this project, okay? I personally want this out, and I want most of this wiring gone. And I want to take this control panel off, and I want to get it out because in our next video, we're going to be stripping all the railings, steering wheel, seats, hand grips, all the hardware off, because I'm going to want to get to this console. But first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is, let me grab some cutters real quick so that we can get those wires that we labeled to cut and trace the ends. Let's get some cutters real quick and cut some of them and see what all is going to be still connected to that dash from the horns once we do this. And again, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I've seen a lot of people just rip stuff out and just, oh well, they know how to wire it all up. I'm no boat repairman, no expert at this, so I kind of take off stuff and put new stuff on as I'm taking it off. But because we've got so much fiber work to do to this boat, it's overall going to be better to have everything off of it. I say that. I am not removing the motor. I will be keeping the motor on. The transom's good. Everything's good. I do not have a way to remove that 65 here in my shop. Sold my tractor, so don't have it anymore. But we're going to, for the most part, take everything off of it except for the motor controls and the motor when we redo the fiberglass and we repaint the motor. So let's check this out. These horns, okay, there's okay, found the wiring for those horns. Okay, so see what I did? Cut it. There's my wiring right there. So now I should be able to trace that back. Now, I honestly don't think I'll use these. I mean, they're nice horns, but I honestly don't think that I will use those on the new one, once I'm done rebuilding the boat. Same with this one here. This one is just garbage to me. So I'm gonna cut that one way up. You know, it's all rusted. Might be good, but I mean, you can see how faded it is and how old it is. And I'm gonna probably wanna put and all the spiders that came out of it. Wow, that's interesting. Being that this boat was under a tree, I would imagine that there's a lot of bugs on it. Matter of fact, I've washed it once, and I didn't do a video on that because simply it was just get the leaves and stuff out. I'm gonna be washing it again once I get most of the wiring and everything out. But I'll be honest with you, I found lots of bugs. Lots of bugs. So, all right, so let's go ahead and work on this, this Lowrance now. And let's get it off. Let's see, sorry for the noise. Oh yeah, these screws have been in here. These screws have been in here a long time. I don't know. This Lowrance may be one that came with the boat. I don't know, but the screws on this one, I don't know. They may be stainless steel. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think so. They don't look very good. I probably won't keep these screws. I like to keep screws from a lot of the boat builds I do. I wonder if this thing comes off. I wonder if there's how do you even tilt that? Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. Just squeeze it. Just squeeze it on the side and it popped right off. So real easy. All right, so we've got this cable, labeled. So we're gonna go ahead and cut there in front of it. I know I'm not gonna keep this. This is garbage. You guys can see, this is an old Lowrance. I don't even know. I don't know if it works. It's delaminated. It's pretty much junk. But yeah, this is probably a early model Lowrance, and there's no model number or anything on it, so I don't really know. So let's go ahead and get these screws off. And again, the main reason why I'm really doing this is because I want to start to see the amount of fiberglass work that I'm gonna have to do, because I know I'm gonna be filling in a lot of holes. And so I wanna make sure that I have all the materials and everything. So that's kind of why I kind of started today with this. Yeah, lots of holes. Lots of holes, boy. So, that's a bad thing, I believe these Wahoos are pretty well known to compete with the Boston Whalers. And I believe they're renowned for non-sinkable too. I don't believe these boats, will sink. Why would someone put so many holes in there? So let me just show you just the short period of time. We've only taken off a couple things, a couple horns, the Lowrance. And let me show you the amount of holes in this thing. Let me get the camera down here for you. It's got two holes there, plus a third hole for the cable. It's got some old holes right here, and this is really one I wanted to look at. It looks like there might have been an original horn right there. And then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more holes there. That's 5 holes. Wow. Let's take a look at this. So this horn, it only had, let's see, it should have only taken 3 holes. But for some reason, I'm going to get to looking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes me wonder. Makes me wonder a lot. Then we have all these weird holes on the dash, like they had they installed something up there. I'm not sure, but this is why when you start getting into these boats like this, you never know what you're going to get until you uncover it, and that is pretty much why I take everything apart, because I want to get down to the bottom of it. It's almost like a mystery to me. I can get down to the bottom of it, kind of figure out what's going on with it, see it. And same thing with the railing. I mean, even though this railing is nice and screwed in, we don't know what's going on underneath of it. And it's kind of like a little mystery. So we want to get to the bottom of that. So here we are. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So we've got 15 or 20 holes just on the top. Now, I'm pretty sure these go all the way through to the bottom. These, well, this doesn't go to the bottom. It's all sealed. So these holes are not as detrimental to seaworthiness. These holes right here. But these are very, very important, because this actually puts water in the boat. And that gets it down into the transom, gets it all back there, and stores it all until you can get it out the hole. So this is kind of what I really wanted to see for today, is kind of get a good look and understanding how much fiberglass work we're going to do. So, okay, guys. So I'm not going to hold you up anymore. Just want to make a quick video today on removing the horns and the GPS and get some eyes behind the panel, because like I said, I'm going to rewire this whole boat. And looks like we got a job for us. Going to be fun. Going to take some time. Going to be some cold days spent out here in the building. Anyway, hey guys, if you like this video, I don't think I taught you very much today. Really just showed you taking the horns off. But the lesson learned here is, if you're going to just start ripping things apart before you cut it, label it. Because later on, when you go to try to figure out what went to what, it makes it a whole lot easier when you're running your new cables and your new wiring. Even though we're going to do a whole new console, gauges and everything, it just makes it easier to know what goes to what. At the end of the day, the only thing I'm going to care about is that navigation light and that navigation light back there in the back. Those 2 navigation lights are really the only thing I'm going to care about, because everything else going on it going to be brand new. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for watching my video today. We'll have some more, I don't know, we'll call them tips day. Label your wires. Check things out. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Hey, if you like this video, hit that like and hit that subscribe button, and there'll be more content to come. Thanks for watching.